Welcome back to Real Talk Twin Cities. Our new time, same place, AM 1280 The Patriot, 4 o'clock on Saturdays. I'm Eric Purius with Bell Mortgage along with Cheryl Kempenick. Coldwell Banker.
Burnet,
You got, okay, all right. That's cold, she spit it out. And Donna Quanrud, also of Coldwell Banker Burnet. Our last segment, we're going to talk about down payment assistance. We have some listing inventory, some secret inventory. Use some hot tips.
On a cold day.
Yeah, that's right. It is cold. It's very cold outside. And part of our Ask the Expert segment today involves down payment assistance. And Ask the Expert is available at realtalktwincities.com, whether it's a home inspection question, a real estate question, a mortgage question, real estate attorney question, insurance, it's all there for you, realtalktwincities.com. You can get a hold of Cheryl or myself. If you need a mortgage checkup, am I missing something? The rates are low. I heard I should, what about a 15-year? Hey, I've only got 5% down. Do I have to pay mortgage insurance? And all of those kind of things are available, erictheloanguy.com. And Cheryl, you mentioned in the last segment that your buyer that you were talking about used the MHFA program. Isn't that right?
Exactly. It was actually my listing. So the offer comes in. It was written up as an FHA, asking for the seller to pay 3.5% towards the buyer's closing costs, and it mentioned MHFA. Mm-hmm. Can you clear that up for us, Eric?
Yes. One thing for sure, there are plenty of acronyms in our business. MHFA is yet another acronym standing for Minnesota Housing and Finance Administration, and it's just that. It's a housing program administered by the state that's available statewide, and generally speaking, they help with down payment and closing cost assistance loans. So it's not free money. There is an impression that there's this basket of free money out there for first-time home buyers, and in some cases that's still true, although in most cases now it's either an interest-free loan that's forgivable after 7 years potentially, but more often than not you're going to pay it back one way or another. It's still a good thing because it allows you to get the home and covers your down payment. And in the case of MHFA, the loans themselves are FHA or conventional. Any lender can do them. It's not a special loan. It's merely that you're able to get some help with the down payment and closing cost assistance. Loans are available for up to 5% of the purchase price for down payment and closing cost. However, you are required to have at least $1,000 into the transaction. So you have to have a little bit of skin in the game. And in this case, rather than making sure that you make enough money to qualify, you can't make too much. So there are income limits having to do.
Aren't there also restrictions as far as how much money you can have in the bank?
That's true. Yes, obviously. Well, maybe not obviously, but if you have, say, $50,000 in your bank account, and you're trying to say, hey, I need 10 grand for. No, you don't.
No. And you wouldn't want to go FHA.
Right. So, I mean, if you have the money, then you're expected to use it for the down payment. You have to not have the money in order to qualify for getting it.
And are they still required to take a class?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's right. You will be required to take what's called a home stretch class. They're throughout the Twin Cities, different locations. It's a day-long course, and you get a certificate, and that's the only way to get your...
A gold star?
You do get a gold star.
Is there a time limit on that certificate being good for?
Probably, but I have no idea how long it is.
So use them quick, people.
Yeah, I don't know. I presume it's probably for that calendar year, I would imagine. So in addition to income limits, there are loan limits, and for a majority of the state, you're going to be limited. So you can't, you can't use this to buy a $500,000 house kind of thing. So in the Twin Cities, it's $310 in the 11 county metro. The balance of the state is $265. So it's going to be okay for most, first-time home buyers. A couple of different options available. There's the monthly payment. You can have a monthly payment loan or a deferred payment loan. Eric the Loan Guy, I can fill you in on what's available for MHFA. Yes, Bell Mortgage participates in that.
All right.
And you can get in a house for $1,000.
What a deal.
Yep.
Everybody should be able to buy a house for $1,000.
I think so.
I like it.
Well, if you're a first time. Also, if you're not a first time home buyer, There's something called a step up. So first time home buyer, start up. Second time home buyer or third or whatever, if you've owned a home in the past 3 years, then that is step up. In other words, you're stepping up. So there's also down payment assistance available there.
Nice.
That I bet
Sounds
you
like
didn't
a
know.
dance. No, I didn't. Start up, step up.
Yeah.
It sounds like a dance. I look like Santa.
Yeah, and first time home buyer is if you haven't owned a home for 3 years, right?
That's right. Yep.
Okay.
Okay, all right, Donna, you've got a new listing.
I do.
Where's it at?
I do in Eden Prairie. I have a one-level townhome that just came on the market this week, over 2,000 square feet, and it's beautiful. Listed at 320,000. So
Amazing. I saw in the first 2 hours it was on the market, you already had 2 showings.
yeah. So I'm expecting that that's going to go fairly quickly, and we're going to be open this Sunday from 1 to 3. So if you're listening and you want to come tomorrow and meet me at my listing, please feel free to check us out on Real Talk Twin Cities. The listing is at 10404 Fawns Way.
Well, that sounds great. People love one-level living. Those properties move so quickly. What's the neighborhood like?
It's a fantastic neighborhood right off a Pioneer Trail. Beautiful, well-established neighborhood. And this particular unit does not have a basement. So some of the units in there have basements and some do not. And I know demand is high for it. I noticed 42 agents have reverse prospecting clients looking for criteria that meets this particular property. So
Wow,
yeah.
amazing. So if you have a one-level living home and you've been contemplating putting that on the market, it is a great time to be thinking about doing that. So please reach out to us at 612-735-0553. That's 612-735-0553. One of my listings over at the U Flats, right by the U on the light rail, the seller has just decided to offer contract for deed terms. So if you have a student who might be, especially medical students, love the U Flats area right by the U, give me a call on that. I'd be happy to talk to you about contract for deed financing.
Good option.
And I know, Cheryl, you mentioned previously that listings in the winter present some unique challenges as far as, do's and don'ts. I don't know if
That is true,
like
Eric.
the frozen newspapers, you got to pick those up in the driveway.
Yes, everything is different in the winter, and it really starts with parking on the street.
Mm-hmm.
If you live in Minneapolis or St. Paul and the agents and buyers are parking on the street, make sure that you shovel over that pile down at the curb. And also make sure that when we come in the door, you've got a mat big enough for all of us to get our boots off so we're not getting water all over. And turn those lights on. It gets dark awfully early in the winter time. That's really the main advice that I would have.
Donna, I know you had a pet peeve or two regarding winter listings. I think I heard you say something about
I
that.
learned a new skill this week.
Okay.
I took Jake, one of the guys on our team, out to try to put in a step-in sign for that new listing because the ground was frozen. So I went to YouTube, figured out how to use a hand drill and drill into the hard ground, and we got it in there.
Very innovative.
Experts at real estate, all things real estate. For your listing and buy-side real estate needs, contact Cheryl, realtalktwincities.com. I'm Eric with Bell Mortgage, Eric the Loan Guy. We're here every week